David, I think the question on all of our minds is, are things getting better or not?
Hi, Taylor. Thanks for having me on tonight. I appreciate the opportunity to share with you that I think that the supply chain is starting to move a little bit more. We are seeing things starting to loosen a little bit, but I do think that it's something that can't be overstated, the impact that the pandemic has had on global supply chains. We are in a position where supply has been disrupted by, at first, plant shutdowns and a significant drop in demand. And then as things came back online and demand started to surge, the work that was done to try to recruit workers and bring workers back online was interrupted in large part by what was a great resignation and a lot of people choosing to either come out of the workforce or move into different fields.
Yeah.
And so right now we have over 1 million jobs, manufacturing jobs that are needed in the United States. And I'm happy to say that Columbus McKinnon is trying to provide solutions, automation solutions and otherwise, with our precision conveyance, linear motion, and lifting requirements or lifting products to solve the needs of the customers.
Talk to me about that, though, some of the solutions, and particularly what some of your customers are telling you about actions that they're taking to avert perhaps maybe some of the crises that are going on.
Right, yeah, absolutely. I do think that from an automation standpoint, work that can be done to address the shortage of jobs, where they're putting in place automation solutions with conveyors and other lifting equipment, as well as work that's being done to solve for a significant increase in e-commerce demand. And so there's about 1.5 billion new warehousing and distribution center square feet that should be coming online between 2020 and 2025. And we really feel like, being able to solve solutions for those customers with our Columbus McKinnon solutions will help to avert the challenges that they're facing.
What about the labor shortage, though, which is a much harder and longer problem to solve?
Right. Yeah, it is something that a lot of companies are doing work to try to attract talent and make sure that we're getting the best talent. I think that work we're doing to automate more of that manufacturing activity is creating significant job opportunities for higher value jobs. And I do think the work that we're doing to set up relationships with and partnerships with other companies to make sure that we're in a position to attract and retain the best talent is something that we're doing, and I think a lot of other companies are really trying to do as well.
We've been talking a lot in the last few months, maybe almost a year now, about the onshoring and maybe reshoring and bringing it back to the U.S. Is that happening, and do you see it happening quickly enough?
I do see it happening. I see a lot of folks that are out there looking to add capacity as demand is growing in certain key areas, are looking at where their supply chains are positioned and how they position them best for the markets they serve. And so being in region for region matters, and then being in a position to set up capacity to meet what is growing demand in a lot of very attractive markets like e-commerce and life sciences and food and beverage. And we're certainly, working with those customers and our partners to respond to their needs as they invest to satisfy that growth.
And some of that, as you said, has been more just direct to consumer. Is that the trend that you continue to see next year?
Absolutely. We're seeing more and more customers doing work around direct to consumer, whether that's in the pharmaceutical space, as people are beginning to get to much more consolidated shipments and distribution activities around pharmaceutical activities, picking up on all of the e-commerce demand that was driven through the pandemic and is increasing as more and more consumers are doing business and wanting to do business that way.